Hey everybody, welcome back, and I am so excited about this game because I really wanted to play it. I'm a great fan of Stardew Valley, and this kind of like looked more of a relaxed, cutie type version of it, which I don't mind. As you can see, the main character there is kind of cutie, and yeah, I think this is more open to a lot bigger audience than Stardew Valley maybe, but I still wanted to play it as I'm a big fan. So without further ado, hit those like and subscribe buttons and let's get into it, shall we? So as for the story, instead of being left your farm by your aunt, uncle, mum, dad who's passing away or just wants to retire, you're actually buying a plot of real estate on an island, which is quite refreshing. And instead of having this plot, I'm going to make sure that I make my mum, dad, aunt, uncle proud of me. It's just, I actually want to do some shit on this island. But to give you an extra added bonus of something to do, they've thrown in this idea of every so often these like magical star things drop to the earth or ground, and they're like fruit, and if you eat one or something like that, then you gain your wish, or you can wish and it comes true. So you've taken it upon yourself to basically try to make this machine and gather as many of these fruit up as you can in order to make everybody's wish come true. I'm not entirely sure that is a 100% good idea, but hey, that is what you've been given, and that is what we're going to be doing here. So story aside, because basically there are little dialogues and all, but you don't really get invested in. That's not why you're going to get invested in this game. It has all the traits that you're expecting, so you can farm, mine, you got a pickaxe, the watering can to water your plants, you can do all those sort of things, chop down trees and all that lot. You also get this workbench that eventually you can start building things on to like spruce up your house, which you can actually improve and everything. You'll be fishing. There is a shit ton of things that you can do in here, and thankfully so, because that's what we expect from these sort of games. Otherwise it just gets boring too fast. You can also, if you need more harvesting, if you get these like travel packs, they're kind of like food packs, you can travel to different islands. Purpose of is you can go there and kind of like on some of them, and it's not on every single one, you can get a shopkeeper and basically you can buy shit off them, stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Number two reason is so that you can go and basically ransack the island of all its resources. Basically I needed a lot of wood to build a lot of fences in order to sell a lot of fences, because they're worth quite a bit. So I went to an island and I basically ransacked the whole island. So everything you do, as you imagine, has an endurance tax on you, so you lose energy as you chop and do everything. So basically with that in mind, I went there. You can eat fruit, so I was harvesting the fruit, eating the fruit, and carrying on chopping down all the wood. By the time I'd finished with that island, it was pretty barren of wood, but they're only like 250 whatever the hell they call them money in this game to actually buy one of those like food packs so that you can go to different islands, and it is worth it. At first I thought this might be some sort of weird kind of Animal Crossing type thing, but it wasn't. You literally go there, and the only reason that I could see going there was to ransack it of all its goods. Now, money was rather easy to make in this game, so I kind of like had an infinite amount of them, but go figure. But it does take time to go there and do it all and then come back, and you only have like a day and night cycle, so you can only go for a certain amount of time, then you have to go and sleep. As you'd expect, also, there are buying and selling options, so you can buy loads of different things and materials just in case you can't like make it or something, and you can also sell everything. As I said at the start of the game, I found that selling fences really helped me gain a lot of money, which was good. And from this, I then started like building other things, and then it like cascades and gets more and more as time goes on. There wasn't really any warning that going to your workbench would yield anything more, well, at least nothing I saw, unless I missed it. But yeah, it was much appreciated when I went there and found there were more goods that I can make. There is a cellar that you go down and meet a ghost that you can gift things and chat to, and this all leads to you gaining a book on how to build the machine that you have to make to get those star things. This was all well and good. I quite enjoyed it. It wasn't a horrible experience. I can see it lasting quite a while. The price of it felt a little high for my taste, but then I don't know, there is plenty of gameplay here. There is a little bit of a story that you can go through. There are other things that you can like unlock, gain, and it constantly carries on. One of the weakest points I found was maybe when you're actually changing your like tools, you had to bring it up on like one of those wheels, and sometimes I found it really difficult to like pick the tool I wanted. It was so difficult sometimes. Just like most of them were okay, it was kind of like this one and this one that kind of like screwed me over the most. I'm not even quite sure why. It should have just gone over them nice and easy. I found by locking the controller and turning it carefully, and even then it sometimes went over it. It's a little bit too sensitive, I think, and because if you let go of it, it pops the controller back and it sometimes knocks it off where you've like put it on to. Weirdly enough, on the others it doesn't. If I had any other negatives, probably the fact that the fishing was a bit weird. It was very hit and miss sometimes. There was some, like, I recorded a portion, and before I recorded it, it rained. This is actually quite cool, I'll come back to that. And basically, I had fish all over the place. And I basically went fish, 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 and I was getting them all easily. And then I came over and I thought, oh, I'll record some of this so that obviously I can show it. And when I hit record, every time I went to capture a fish, I couldn't capture it. It was so weird, you wouldn't believe. The actual, because it goes boink, 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 and then you see all these flashes, and then it's like, wait. Sometimes it just wouldn't react quick enough, even though you had, and it was very obvious that was happening. But it's a minor thing, it doesn't matter. From what I could see, fish, the normal ones, didn't fetch that much money anyway. So I don't like fishing anyway. Yeah, so that was probably my most more annoyed bits about the game, or negatives about the game. Some good graphical things, like there is weather, as I was going to say. Rain brings out more fish. Fog brings out like mushrooms, and you got all these different weather aspects. Obviously when it rains, don't need to water your plants, and yeah, it works quite well. It's quite effective. It's something different each day, and it makes it feel like more alive, even though nothing really much is happening. Growing your vegetables was fun. I had a small plot. If you're really into that, you'll probably do what I think of doing, is just wiping out the whole of the land, because it's completely useless if you can just buy one of those packs and just go and get the rest of your resources somewhere else from another island. So you can basically turn the whole farm into an island, into like a farm, which would be quite cool, and plant different plants and everything. It is a cool game. Don't know whether it's worth the money entirely. I mean, I don't know. Maybe knock a few quid off it, I'd say definitely. But at this price, it's kind of like, if you're really into these sort of games, yeah, I think you'll get quite a bit out of it. If you play Stardew Valley and you're kind of like, it's an alright game, probably not worth it for you. As you know, I think it would be good for kids as well, because it does have that kind of like feel to it as well. But all in all, yeah, I quite liked it. It looks nice, as you can see. It's quite cute. It's got some nice sounds to it as well, and yeah, I enjoy playing it. If I had to score the game, I'd probably give it a solid 7. I mean, it's not that bad. It's above average, I would say. It's got a lot going for it, and yeah, I would definitely say go out and get it if you're into this sort of game. If not, maybe wait for a sale. But there you go. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this review. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Always appreciated it. Always appreciated, as you know. And yeah, like and subscribe always helps the channel immensely, and thank you very much to those that do and have. And take care of yourselves out there, because life is better when we game together.